Dunamis, dunamis woman, woman. Dunamis, dunamis woman. Dunamis, dunamis woman, woman. Dunamis.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to the show. This is Dunamis D. D Speaks You Think, and we're going to tell the truth about life and relationships. We're right here rolling out live, and I want to let you know that this is going to be live, a live show. I hope y'all ready. I hope you're ready for some truths that you really don't talk about, that you think about, but you don't talk about. That's why it's Michelle D Speaks You Think, all right? Got what you for over there? I ain't even got to you yet, and you
No, it feels different today. You got your theme music. I didn't.
Yeah, you see how I do the Miss Woman roll. You got it. Okay, well, y'all see I got Jeph Cange here, but we're gonna introduce him in a minute. But we got a great empowerment segment that's up for you right now because without empowerment, there would not be no healing. Without empowerment, there would not be any greatness. So we're gonna talk about that from a perspective. But I want to introduce. I got Michelle here co-hosting today. What's up, Michelle? How are you?
Yes, I am Michelle Obasi, and nice to be here on D Speaks You Think.
Yeah.
All about life and relationships, real talk,
Real talk.
real solutions for the real problems that we have.
Yeah. Do we really know what life is all about?
No.
Why can I
Oh,
ask the
finish your question. Go
question?
ahead.
You know what I
Go ahead,
mean?
go ahead.
Do you really think people know what life is all about?
Not really. I
Okay.
think we go through life wondering. Some of us think we know. A lot of us are in reality. We know that we're just existing. But to really understand it, it's a lifelong journey.
It is, and you have to really be intentional.
Yes.
You have to be intentional
Yes.
about life. You have to be intentional about what you're doing, and I think that we're more so just existing. We go through the norms, grow up, please your parents, go to school, please the teacher, get a relationship. You try to please that person, hurt come, and you don't get pleased. Then you try to do this, then you got to get a job, please your boss. Then you're pursuing the American dream, and before you know it, you have lost a part of yourself that you never knew. And that's what we're here for. You over there? What you
I'm
motivated?
agreeing. I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing.
Well, you all before he want to just come on in. So let me
I'm-
introduce you all to my. I could actually say I'm calling you a friend right now.
Oh, that's sweet. You're my friend too.
I'm your friend.
We're
Don't
friends.
you
We're
go to New
friends.
York and forget about your
No,
friend,
we're my
okay?
friends forever.
And you don't have to
BFFs.
really know each other for years and years. It's about being true. It's about being genuine. It's about being authentic. And the main thing is, it's about connecting with people that's about purpose. And Jeph Cange, I love saying your name because it makes me feel like I'm from in another country or something like that. You know what I mean? Jeph Cange, you about purpose. How you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
You fantastic.
I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. I'm a sideline commentator today. I avoided the hot seat.
You avoided the hot seat.
Yeah.
Well, see,
We got you in the middle.
you're in the seat that I'm going to dig deeper
Oh,
into you,
man.
because we really want to talk about, and we're going to talk about today, you all, what men really want. There you go, moaning again. You see what I'm saying? See, I love it when D speaks. You think it gets that or it gets that or it gets that man, and then some people run from me because they just don't want to think. Okay, so critical thinking is really, really good, but you ain't got to do a whole lot. Just tell the truth. Just face the truth and be about truth. You all know I love empowerment. I want to before we get started, I want to set a precedence and a tone here, because I think before we move forward about life and relationships and some real talk, the empowerment piece of who we are is very, very important. And I know right now, if you're looking at me, I'm a black woman. You're a black woman. What are you? You a black man?
Black man.
Okay, so you might not be black out there listening. You may be, but embrace who you are. That's what I'm saying. But I love it because I gleaned from this book by Dennis Kimbrough. And he took it from the Napoleon Hill original, Think and Grow Rich. But he's talking about it from a black choice. And that is so amazing because we do have choices. And a lot of us as black people don't know how to make choices because we don't know who we are. You know, so y'all, can I read this for y'all? Can I read this for you all right quick? Because I really want to, I want to go there. This is the book, Think and Grow Rich, by Dennis Kimbrough, but it says, let's talk. It's from an analogy standpoint. He says, if someone were to place your leg in a cast for several months, by the time the cast was removed, your leg would shrink as compared to your other limb. Only months of regular exercise will restore the limb to normalcy. As you grow older, your life becomes sedentary. You cease to use certain muscles. And at this point, I'm talking about our minds.
Right.
Most definitely.
Our minds, you know, we what we don't use and what become inactive, it's just we don't want to think about certain things. We don't want
Right.
to talk about certain things. And just like that muscle, if it was in a cast, it would shrink. And then when you get it out of that cast, you got to really exercise it to bring it back to its normalcy. We'll talk about that from a historical perspective, from the mind standpoint of why we're afraid to think about certain things and use that mind, that muscle. And there's very aspects to the mind. I don't want to start getting into that because I'll start teaching from a spiritual life and relationships perspective.
You know, I don't know so much is if we are afraid to think, we just don't know that we have the power.
Yeah, and that's
You know, and we have the ability, we have the want and the intuition to do all of these things, but historically, because of the pain and victimization, no matter where you're from in the African diaspora, I don't care if you're from Haiti, America, Jamaica, wherever, we were victimized. I don't care if you're still in Africa, we were colonized. And their primary reason for this was to get our minds. Not our bodies. It wasn't our power to move and garden and all this other stuff, pick cotton and all that other stuff. It was our minds. The enemy wants our minds, and he used people to get to our minds. So it's not that we can't think. We just have forgotten how, in a sense, to think, because we have not been, when you're victimized and you're told, don't read, don't write, don't speak, don't look at me in the eye, don't do this, don't think, then for generation upon generation upon generation, it does something to you.
And every generation, and that's why we see even our own generation, it gets worse and worse and worse. We're growing as a decadent generation as opposed to a generation who's prospering. And when I talk about prospering, and I use that word, please don't just think about money. You know what I mean? Because everybody running for money. Everybody think you prosperous because you got a money, you got a car, you got a house. But if you don't have the rich relationship, you see what I'm saying? Because you could have some money and you get in the wrong relationship. Come on, take this from a woman, Jeph Cange.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because you about to make it big.
Right.
You about to blow up.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Say it louder. Say it louder.
You about to
about to
blow
blow
the heck up.
Yes.
Right.
You know, and many people don't see you now.
Right. Oh well.
Come on now. But when you get out there, you know, and acting, and they see you in that on those big films and movies, like, every woman gonna want Jeph Cange.
Man.
How you gonna handle that? Think about it. Come on now. Think
Come on, be
about it.
truthful
Think about
now.
it.
Come on
Think
now.
about it. This is the time to think.
I mean, I don't know till I get there.
You see,
No.
that's the whole point.
Get
You
there.
better face the reality.
I mean, you don't know. You don't know till how you're gonna handle something till you get there. I think you just hope that you have the right faculties in the mind to make the right decision.
And
I think that's all you could do is prep mentally and spiritually to make the right decisions. But I want to say something though. I love the analogy about the cast. Like not being able to use your faculties and how that like deteriorates after a while. It makes me think about convenience. You know, like everything. Sometimes I negatively than it does positively. Like, in terms of technology, like how everything seems to work for us for convenience, but just from using certain faculties.
correct.
Like
a calculator.
like Google Maps. Remember, like it used to be like you used to get out to people and ask for directions.
Correct.
You remembered certain roads or you remembered phone numbers and things like that. I feel like some of these things like that are convenient does like deteriorate certain faculties.
It does.
It might be.
It does.
Yeah, it might be in
does.
cities cause bigger problems later on.
And for to that just wasn't all these calculators and digital watches or whatever. We had to learn how to tell time. You know, you had to learn how to count. You know, now you in school, got calculators, and then
Right.
we ask them think about some stuff. They don't know how to use and process those things from their
Right.
own power, from their own strength of their mind.
Right.
If it's nothing there for them to help them, and that's a handicap. So
I
they're
think
not
so.
using that. So
Yeah.
here, like
It's
Google
just
Maps, something breaks down, and you don't know your directions, out and ask people. In our society now, it's not to ask somebody
yeah.
because we don't know how to relate to.
Right. Right. So I think like there's some that 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 being able to ask and communicate with people made people more closer and easier for people, easier for us to communicate. I think that's one of the hindrance of the distance
the
we
distance
have and
of
the
the
fear.
distance.
Yeah, that's definitely like a thing.
So I want to take it from a I know it may make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, make y'all feel uncomfortable. But we're talking about now really life, and we're talking or a woman,
Right.
you know. And now, even what's going on, like even what the book is talking about, not using that, all the technology is causing our brains and our minds to be diminished that we don't even have to talk to someone; we just text them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then you're trying to build a relationship. Come on,
Oh,
Michelle.
I can talk. Y'all want me to talk about it?
Try to build a
Trying to build a
relationship
relationship
through
over
text
messages
messages.
is
And,
not.
wait a minute, but you got 50-year-old men that's just
Texting.
texting, and that's all they want to do is just
Hey.
text you.
Tell you, when you pick up the phone and call a girl, ooh, nowadays. Whoa, he
I think you
called
in
me.
love.
Yeah,
with
He
you
called
you
me and like set up a date to go out. Like
you did old
I've like
school,
when you do that, like it has a powerful effect on women. So
It-
instead of texting, be like, yo,
but you
listen,
know why it has a powerful effect.
I think it's you're almost like in because texting keeps a buffer, right? Like it's you have
Yeah,
to think
yeah.
yo, this is what I want. Like I think it's just a
But
powerful move. Like,
but let's we as women, we got to check ourselves on that too. And I'm talking from a woman's perspective because now we can easily get to some things that is not healthy for us. Why? Because the rarity of the phone call feeds our deprivation.
ooh, okay.
You know what I mean?
It's true. I'm gonna be real
Alright.
with you.
You
I'm
deprived.
in a situation
You deprived.
where
Right.
I'm talking to a gentleman and we texting. His brother called me yesterday, like a schoolgirl. I'm so because
You
it
hold
You
the
felt
phone
like you
up.
was in
Hold
kindergarten.
it down.
Not
It's
kindergarten, I was
like-
in like high school. I was oh, I got to
Yeah.
wear his Letterman jacket. He called me.
Oh, wow.
You know, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
This is real because I'm
Real.
deprived. I love to hear
Tension.
when I hear a man's voice can make you almost do anything.
Let me take it on. Voice. We need to hear you. I don't need to hear your voice to get our emotions. Oh, women check that stuff. Okay, but you need to hear their voice because they speak. I don't in your life. That's huge. So don't act like, oh, woman, you know everything, because how the spiritual order has been arranged, I don't need your head in between your legs. I need the head that's on your neck that you know how to think. And that's why it's so crazy that a lot of our black men don't think. Critically think.
Critically think.
Critically
They
think.
think.
Who are you? What's your mission? What's your purpose in life? Why are you here? What did God create you to do while you're here? Being here. Not doing here, being here.
But then it goes back to fatherhood, mentorship, being a son, being cultivated.
Yeah,
If you're
yeah.
not cultivated about those things, you probably won't think about those things.
Yeah.
So you look at the dynamics of how our families are set up, and I'm not saying we're not talking about men and women not communicating, period, and then not bringing that down to families.
Well, it does start at the home, and you can't negate that.
does.
That's why I love men, and and I'm talking from not a woman's perspective, a daughter's perspective, because if the daughter has not understood how to glean from the man in her life, the first one, which is her father, then she's going to inevitably grow up an underdeveloped woman internally. And then that underdeveloped woman is going to see a man because of his physique, and she doesn't know how to rightfully regard who he is because she never knew how to regard the first man in her life, which is the father.
And let me go ahead and
Yeah,
piggyback
go on,
on
go on.
that
Yeah,
because
piggyback
I
on
did
that,
not
'cause
know my
yeah,
father.
yeah.
So the reason I get excited when a man calls
There you
me
go.
and I hear
Tell the
his
truth,
voice,
girl. Tell the
I'ma tell
truth.
the truth.
Tell the
Is
truth.
because I was absent of my father's voice. I did not hear his voice. So I had to really learn, because when I hear that man calling me after he done text me, it gets like, oh my God, daddy.
Yeah,
Go on, speak about daddy.
daddy. Yeah.
I'm still looking for daddy. I'm 47 years old, but daddy just called me.
And even if
boy.
you have had the father to guide you, you're still gonna be with daddy, but you're gonna be with daddy in a wholesome way. Big daddy. Come on, big
Girl,
daddy.
stop embarrassing
Come on,
me.
big daddy. But it's the truth.
It's the
They
truth.
don't never stop. Don't think you ain't gonna look for the daddy, but how
Right.
do you receive the daddy?
Right.
Do you? Because see, you have deprivations, and you
gotta
can't put it on him. You gotta take ownership.
So men are looking for their mothers, women are
Yeah,
looking
come
for
on
their
now,
fathers.
Jeff.
No, is that what you said?
That's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that like I was telling you earlier, I was just I went and saw my parents in Florida, and I brought a couple friends with me, and we were talking afterwards. It's like, man, your mom's amazing. How she behaves now. I see it now, whatever. And the conversation was, like when I want elements of that.
You do.
Of I ended up with is you want elements of your mother.
And let me tell you something, Jeff. If you don't never talk to me another day in your life, which you will, because once you experience a dunamis woman, you can't stop talking to her. Okay? But if you don't ever talk to me another day in your life, know that those elements that you see in your mother, don't you
Yeah.
settle for less than.
Oh no.
Don't you settle.
No, she's
And,
amazing.
but a lot of men have
She's amazing.
compromised, and they have gotten into something that they have settled for.
Right.
And you evidently see your mother is first a woman, but you don't see her as a woman because she's your mother.
Right.
So what you see and what you're internally longing for and say, wow, I want that, you're saying I want that in my woman
Right.
because I see the woman
Right.
in my mother.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't take thought of that
Mm-hmm.
and keep that in the forefront of your mind, it will go back into the subconscious of your mind. Then when somebody come and regard you for just your money or your acting, and you don't see those things, those hidden treasures, I call them hidden treasures,
Right.
it can mislead you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Because a man can be blinded.
Yeah.
Am I telling the truth?
Often,
Now you a
yeah,
man,
yeah.
I ain't a man.
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
blinded by no woman.
Right.
I ain't no carpet muncher. I don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know, I empower women
Right.
to be healed for the men in their lives. That's what I do.
Right.
But tell the truth, our men can be blinded.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Come on with it.
I think primarily our instincts are we want physical things attract you, and sometimes that will keep you in situations because it's pleasurable.
It's pleasurable.
entertaining,
It's
it's
pleasurable.
fun,
It's entertaining.
not necessarily like healthy or
Correct.
good
Correct.
for you in the long term, but like you're having a good time, and that good time turns to
More and more and
yeah,
more and
it
more
just
and
makes it
more.
though difficult to leave sometimes. But you're
Because you
it's
all
like a drug.
it's a drug.
It's a drug.
Yeah, it's a
it's
drug.
It hits
drug.
that,
Yeah,
what's
it's a
that, an
drug.
endorphin? That
Yeah.
Let me tell you the drug, okay?
The drug of chasing.
You put these
conquering.
two together and you're going to be on a high. Okay? And I want you to check what I'm about to say. The pleasure and the pussy.
What about it?
It's a drug.
Right. Yeah.
You have fun with her.
Yeah.
You having sex with her.
Right.
You want more.
Right.
You want more fun.
Yeah.
You want more sex. You want more fun. You want more sex. Then you into something without realizing you into it.
I think you realize. I think you know. But it's like a drug. You're having a good time. It doesn't matter. You justify it.
You justify it.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But what you're saying is you
know.
really see the truth.
Yeah,
You really see the truth.
I think we all know. Like our eternal guidance systems always tells us about people. We probably made
That divine voice we was talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
that divine voice.
yeah.
Ain't nothing say it. That
yeah,
divine voice.
thought. You know it, but you justify things to validate your need. your desire, your pleasure. So
Your immediate need.
immediately, yeah, yeah,
Immediate
yeah,
need.
yeah.
Immediate need.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If like if you understand what things are and you're able to navigate through that. I mean,
I don't think it's a right or a wrong. I just think
right,
is that for me, I don't think right or wrong. Just
right.
know what you're doing.
Know what it
Think
is.
about it.
Yeah, know
You
what
see
it
what I'm
is. Yeah.
saying? And a lot of people do think about it. They know. Uh, this is my experience. Okay, a lot of men know that they're not going to be with you, but they still with you. But the woman think that he's going to be with her, and that ain't the one that he wants to be with.
Most definitely.
You experience that, Michelle?
Lula is blowing it up. Lula, thank you so much. Shauna, Lula, Jackie, everybody out there on Facebook, Jay Wesley watching us. We want your comments
Yes,
too.
yes.
Lula is blowing it up because you hit it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's what I mean, a lot of us deal with because in the back of our minds, it's like, man, is this really going to last?
Yeah, yeah,
Is this
yeah,
really,
yeah.
is he really
Casual.
the one? Is he really true? Because men have so many options, just like women. We all playing
We
the
all,
same game. I'm not going to
yeah.
put it on
I'm
men,
not. It's not all
but
that. No.
it's like we have this thing of we have options. We can do whatever we want, and we do most of the time. So in my mind, I'm like, dang,
Mhm.
is this really going to be the one?
Yeah,
Or is
yeah,
he really
yeah.
playing?
And then too, we also have to be cognizant of ourselves, women, because women are in a whole totally different position than what they used to be. So, for instance, it's a lot of women who make more money than men. It's a lot of women who are doing things, but just because you're doing those things and you make more money, you can't treat them like they're your little itches. You see what I'm saying? You can't dominate over them. So a lot of women are dominating because they have these things and they've had opportunities in the life that we didn't have from a historical perspective. See, a lot of women back then, they stayed with John because they didn't have the power to go out there and get the job. They had it, but they weren't in a liberal state to go and execute and get that. But then they stayed at home and they cultivated their children. So they had a respect for John, you know what I mean? And also John was maybe out there doing some things, but they value, I'm going to take this right now because I want my family to stay whole. So it's not a right or a wrong. It's like it's many variables. What are you dealing with?
Yeah, and it
What are
goes
you facing?
back to how we shifted as women, and maybe you can talk about this too, Jeff. Which was talking about back in the day, we needed that protection and provision, and we stayed because of a lot of that protection.
Yeah,
But
most
now we're so independent as women
I need the
that
protection.
we don't even think a man can protect and provide animoore.
That's
Is
because
that what's happening?
I honestly believe that is what's happening.
Like they
Well-
don't need
Shifted.
like because like there there's financial freedom, right? So
But-
they don't need that.
but the protection is not the provision is not the finances. The protection is not, oh, you so big and robust, you could protect me and you could shoot somebody. It's the emotional protection. It's a spiritual force. It's a spiritual principle. It's a spiritual law of how we were created. I need my heart protected. I need my emotions protected. I need the provision of who you are. You understand what I'm saying?
This is a wild thought, so I'm not just
Go for the wild thought.
Yeah, what if these things you're talking about financial freedom, all these things, like sometimes like they get in the way. You know how when you were a kid, when you were dating someone, it was like probably like to me, I believe that's probably like the purest love. Like
Oh,
there
yeah,
was there was nothing.
15, 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why because like there was no socioeconomic issues,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
pure,
It
right?
was
All these
pure.
things went out the way.
Yeah, I remember Bobby.
Right. Yeah, you probably really you honestly liked him. There was no hindrance. There was nothing around it, right?
Yeah, right.
But-
Well, we're going to come back and we're going
Yeah.
to take a break because we're going to go into tell the truth about life and relationships, which
Yes.
we're going to really get into that. You're listening to Dunamis D Speaks You Think. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Spiritual leader and life and relationship coach. And I'm so excited because I have an awesome show that's just for you right here on Rolling Out Live.
Yes, that's it. Rolling Out Live every Tuesday from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. You were going to get insight because when D speaks, you think. We're going to have real talk about life and relationships because we got real problems. We got some real issues. But guess what? When D speaks, you think you're going to come up with a real solution about your life and relationships. So I want you to join me. Don't forget, every Tuesday from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rolling Out Live. And I have a special segment just for you. It's called Dear D. That means you can ask your questions. You can get insight about your life with specificity. So I want you to join me because it's going to be live. And follow me on Facebook at Dunamis D. And you can also hit me up or follow me on Instagram at D Speaks You Think. See you soon.
Your favorite entertainment source has expanded. Rolling Out, the nation's best source for entertainment and lifestyle information, now has a lineup of web-based shows and podcasts on its newest platform, Rolling Out Live, every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all things related to the spirits industry with 100 Proof Radio Show to cuisine with La Kitchen, and inspiration and relationships with Dunamis Women in Lipstick and Cognac. Rolling Out Live is your weekly digital destination. So tune in every Tuesday on rollingout.com and Rolling Out on Facebook. Don't miss it.
Well, welcome back to the show, D Speaks You Think, where we are having real talk about life and relationships. And it's simple. Just tell the truth. Tell the truth about life and relationships from your perspective. Nobody has the answer. Not you. Somebody does. But that's why they call me a spiritual leader, life and relationship coach, because we are seeking for the truth. And the truth, Michelle, has to be sought out, you know, and no man walking this earth has it. So you got to seek for the source who really is the truth. All right, how you still with me?
I'm doing well.
You
I'm
still
doing
with me?
well. I love the last segment, Understanding Your Greatness. I love the fact that you're reading out of Dennis Kimbrough, Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
Rich
I love it.
conversations, rich conversations. So I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And I love the fact that Mr. Jeph is just here speaking knowledge, giving us wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you for
Jeph
having me.
Cange.
Yes.
Yes, on his
I didn't
way
want to mess
to
up
the
your
big
last
city, the
name,
big
so I
apple.
just say Jeph.
Well, I got. You
You
say
got
Jeff,
it.
I say Cange.
Right,
Go ahead, let's
okay.
go for it.
Jeph.
Cange.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna go into our. I love the truth because you all know the truth is what's going to make you free. You know, many people say set you free. That means you like, boom, I got the truth. Boom, I'm gone. You know, no, make means it's a process. You
Right.
got to hear, you got to know the truth. That means you got to hear it to know it. Then you got to digest it for your life specifically. And then you have to walk in that truth that it will make you free. Freedom just don't come in like open up the jail cell, boom, you're free. Because a lot of people, for instance, get out of jail, but that don't mean they free. Because they still bound in their mind. Their thinking has not changed. And that's why I love it from a perspective of D Speaks You Think, because I'm going to talk about some things that's going to bring up some stuff in your subconscious that's going to make you, Jeph, go what?
Think.
Mm.
Oh my.
Yeah, I like your moans.
Oh boy, that's a different show.
That's a
It's a whole different
That's a whole
Like, I
different
kinda
show.
felt some type of
Uh,
way.
write
I'm like, which direction we going
write
in
that, write
now?
that down. I like his moans.
like your
I like your moans.
Different
That's episode 4, y'all. I'm writing it down too.
I know it is. Y'all stay tuned because that's why y'all got to follow us because we're going to talk about the moans
And the groanings.
of a man. What is he thinking in that moment? What is he feeling in that moment?
Right.
Don't go there. I'm almost in tears. I'm thinking about my next text. / phone call.
Slash phone call. You get that phone call, you may do
Oh,
something crazy.
baby, that's gonna be episode 7. What happened to Michelle?
What happened to Michelle? Oh, when we left off, I got a few questions for not only you, Jeph, but we got to think about some stuff as women as well. Okay, so I'm gonna propose these questions because I really want to hear it from a man's perspective. I know you don't have the total truth because every man carries the truth.
Right.
Portions and levels of his truth, which is truth. But also we got to think about some things as women. But in my profession of being a spiritual life and relationship coach for y'all, it's been almost 30 years now. You can't even imagine some of the things that I have not only heard, but have empowered people. I don't want to say help, empowered people to work out.
Right.
And that's why I say you got to become that. You got to go through your processes with that. But we as women, let's tell the truth. When we get into a relationship, we can be very, very accommodating to you all. Am I telling the truth? Have you experienced that?
I'm following.
Have you followed that?
I'm following. Yeah.
We're accommodating in so many ways, and then eventually we find out some things that we gave a little bit too much too soon.
Right.
You know, and then I ain't gonna say y'all got hurt. In this case, when my experience is we get hurt. Now I'm sure y'all have gotten hurt too, because you have gave a lot too much too soon. Talk about that from a man's perspective. Why you think women are so accommodating? Or why y'all so accommodating so soon?
I think for me, for myself,
This is
like
for you.
if I'm attracted to somebody and I care for them, I naturally want to do those things, like even against your better judgment. You know, like I think we're naturally caretakers, caring, and providers. So I just think it's just a natural instinct to want to do that for someone. It just sometimes it's not the right time.
It might,
That's
It's the timing.
It's the timing. And that's the funny dance. I think where it comes self-control and some discipline. Like you're giving too much too soon, and that pushes people away sometimes.
Now that in my case, it is push people away too much because I'm a caring person. I'm a giving person. Now I ain't push a whole lot of folks away. Some of them they took it and they took advantage of it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That happens.
So then I've learned not to never say what I'll never do again, because the very thing you say you'll never do, you're gonna end up doing. You know, so be cognizant of your own covenant agreements of your nevers. Okay, but I do sit back and say, okay, not look at this person, but look at me.
Right.
Do a self-introspection and an evaluation. D, what did you do and how can you do differently for yourself? Because you don't never know who you're going to encounter again, you know, before yourself. That's interesting. I like how you use the term against your better judgment.
Against your better judgment. That's so
Did you
true.
hear that?
Yeah. And that's
again,
true.
it just goes back to like the internal guidance system. Like it tells you if you listen, it tells you you shouldn't. You probably shouldn't be doing this, but you know, I there's a again a pleasure and reward by giving someone something.
What's the reward? What was the reward? What was the reward?
Well, no, I think it's no, it's not that kind of reward.
Jeff ain't gonna be on the spot, baby.
No.
I don't know. Jeff,
talking about that.
Jeff's
That's
too
not-
cool.
You know I'm messing with
Jeff
him.
is like, she ain't gonna get me caught
not
up.
that kind
I
of
got
reward, like,
Instagram,
but-
Facebook love. Jeff like,
Yeah.
not today.
Like just like it's like there's a
Inside yourself.
yeah.
You
there's
feel
a-
good
there's
about
a-
you.
Yeah, about taking care of someone or doing something nice for someone you care about. Like you know, maybe if it's a trip or making someone something to eat or just those little things like psychic income. You know,
You got something to say
psychic
before I go
reward.
there?
I just really understand what he's saying
understand
because
what he's saying as well.
I am a natural nurturer. I
Yeah.
am naturally loving, and I do like to give, even if it's the small things. And sometimes I have to really check myself. Did I really give too much, or is it just I'm a giving person? What is too much? We say that sometimes, but it's like, what is too soon? You know, if this is who you are, if this is how your heart is made, then just be you. But that other
That's
person
dangerous.
appreciates it. Does that other person? You can't almost worry about what they appreciate. You just got to do you. Because I'm gonna tell you from experience, when I held back, I wasn't being me. I wasn't being my authentic self, and therefore, it not only damaged that person, but it damaged me. I may have missed out on a good thing trying to hold back because somebody said, "Oh, you gave too soon before,"
Right,
or you
right.
gave. And I even had a guy that I liked tell me, "Hey, baby, you slept with me too soon," and I was like,
What?
"Oh, okay. So what's next? do I not sleep with you ever again?" You
Well,
know?
but
you know,
just in
that's
that
crazy.
case, you slept with him in his mind too soon because that was according to his standard. Okay, but what's wrong with you? I don't know why you did it, but you could just want you just want some sex at that time, and maybe you did it because that's what you wanted.
that
But it
was
made him see you from a different light of how he originally may perceive you or why he was pursuing you.
right. And in my mind, it was I was just being nurturing. I wanted what I wanted, of course.
Did you have any regrets?
Not at all.
Okay.
You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But I understand what he's saying. Not,
Yes.
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yeah.
So,
And there's no truth of, ooh, he's right, you're wrong. You know what I mean?
exactly. It's my truth.
That's where communication comes in. That's where relations are not complicated. You know, it's just how do we come together to regard what each other is feeling, saying, wanting, needing.
I think it's the same reason why we like movies and film.
Oh, there you go. Go ahead.
We
yeah.
all, no, we
yeah,
all
yeah,
want
yeah.
we all want a mystery and a story and entertainment. If you see a movie, watch a movie, and you get the ending, everything all at once, no one is entertained by that. I think it's the same thing in a relationship. There is this slow, mysterious dance you need to do, and that requires some moderation in terms of what you give and when you give it and timing, and it's a dance. You got to figure out how that works and
how you go step by step. You know.
yeah, one step forward, two step back. Sometimes I really think you can't
And
give
then-
everything too soon, reveal everything. It ruins the story.
But okay,
Ruins the excitement
I like
for
that.
people.
I like
I
like
like it. I like how you brought that, and particularly from your industry, because you
Right.
know how you could relate to
Yeah,
that,
it's
and that's how relations. You take
Yeah.
different things from relations to relate to your life. But let's
Right.
talk about that from a movie perspective, because I like movies,
Right.
You know, and sometimes you can watch so many movies that you already know how it's going to end. But you sit there and you still watch the movie,
Right.
although you know how
Right.
it's going to end. Because you like the process of how it got
It's
to
the
that ending.
dance. People
Yeah.
like to dance.
Yeah.
You already know every move you're gonna do,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
still gotta dance.
But I'm still gonna dance with you.
Yeah, it's the
Come
dance.
on and dance with me.
We like the
baby.
experience, and it's different every time.
I think it's get.
Even
I
if
think
you
it.
know it's different.
I think it gets better with age.
It does.
I think it gets because
And
you know more.
experience.
You have experienced more.
Mm-hmm.
You all. Well, we're gonna take a break, you all, because tell the truth is really it can go fast, can't it?
It
We're gonna go to
does.
this commercial break, and what we gonna come back with? We're gonna
You
come
know
back
what?
with Dear D.
A Dear D.
Mm.
And you do not want to miss a Dear D. And if you are on Facebook, Nicole, thank you for letting us know everything that everyone is saying. We appreciate it. Hit us up, and we still have questions, but we are going to come back with Dear D.
And ask your question. We'll be right back.
What up? This your man Rashad Richard, the realest man on radio, the realest man on TV, the realest man on print, and the realest man in the classroom. Welcome to Sucker Free.
This is conservative Republican Mitchell Shelby. I don't care if you ask me my opinion. You're going to get it anyway.
And that is what you do.
And that's what I do.
This is your girl, Nicole. I'll be sitting in with these two, and we're going to have great conversation on Tuesdays at 2:30 on Rolling Out, Sucker Free with Rashad Ritchie. Great conversation.
Don't become the sucker of the week.
Do not become the sucker of the week. Can't wait to talk to you on Tuesday. Be there.
This week on the kitchen.
Yeah. Kitchen. Yep. Hold up. To me. All right.
You got trans lead.
I just want to answer what y'all asking.
You got Gray. DJ DiBiase.
All right. Yeah. Hold up.
Chef Chrissy.
Yeah. Hold up. To me.
Porcelain Gold.
Yeah, I thought you know. The kitchen got the fixing and enjoy the show. All right. Well, that's the show, man. I thank y'all for coming. And it was Thursday. Daytime, I hope you get on it, man.
God blessing me often. I'm still up in the apartment. I know they keeping my deposit. I got burn holes in the carpet.
All I know is old. All I know is bold. All I know is stove.
All right, now, welcome back to D Speaks You Think. I am Michelle Obasi. This is Dunamis D, DaVetta D. Collins, and we have Jeph
Cange.
All right, as our guest. He is
I
an
love
actor
that.
and a designer.
You
He
like
is
that?
absolutely
I love it.
You want us to do it one more time?
magnificent. One more time.
One more
Jeph,
time. Cange.
All right.
this has really been about what men really want in a woman. And we have talked about it. We have really appreciated you being here with us and giving us your
Thank you.
insight. D, as a life and relationship coach, I can't say a lot. I mean, really, you have really set it straight for really a lot of women that you coach, a lot of
Humbly
couples
saying,
that you
humbly
coach,
saying.
a lot of
Mhm.
men that you coach. And sitting here beside you on this radio show, it just allows me to see God taking you to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I appreciate you even allowing me to be here.
Well, I know he took me to another level because Chef Wood walked in the door, and when he
Baby,
walked
when
in
I
the
saw
door,
Chef
when I
Wood
Chef
come in
Wood, I was
here-
like, "Is that God? Is he here taking me to another level?"
I said, did Chef Wood just come and check us out?
Yeah, he did. Well, y'all got to
I'm
check out his
speechless.
show.
Yes.
You know, I think he come on right before this.
Right before us, 10:30
Come on now.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yes.
I put that out there on Instagram and Twitter. I said, check him out first.
Yeah.
Then you come to us. We
Yeah.
do not. We're a unified folk. We're a great line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
he said, stay to the mic. I'm so expressive, y'all. Okay.
That's because you saw a man, girl. Please,
Chef Wood came
Chef
in.
Wood.
That's it. This is our Dear D segment, and I'm not going to prolong it. This is when you get a chance to tell us and ask us questions about Speaks You Think.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the question. I've been dating a man. We decided to be intimate. He criticized me about my belly and other things about my body. I felt so ugly. I really like him, but I feel so insecure around him.
Whoa.
Should I abandon the relationship? I'm so glad you wrote this to D.
Run like hell.
Because, boo.
Look at Jasmine over there like,
Jasmine and
get
I
rid
have
of
the
him.
same
Get
idea,
rid of
baby.
him. Get rid of him.
But let D handle it. Maybe she got something for
Jeff, you over there moaning before I go.
No,
But y'all-
run like hell. Like leave. What do you see? Crazy?
Run like hell.
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't, I mean, like he doesn't appreciate her. He doesn't value her. And if she stays, he's devaluing herself. She's got to
Okay,
go.
and I'm getting to some of the dynamics, you know, because
Right.
there is no. A lot of times we just go straight to run. You know what I mean? And that don't mean you don't do that. You know what I mean? But concern is how you run, because if you don't run thinking about some things, dealing with things, leave every experience to show you something.
Right,
And a
right.
lot of us don't take that experience to teach us our run into the same thing. You know, so you can, but some. I would challenge things because first decided to be intimate. Point what would you to be with me for that moment or for your pleasure. I ain't gonna stay, but I'll get some stuff out. With me. Now, I don't mean I'm gonna stay with you behind. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna take my power. You ain't gonna take no power from me like that and make me feel that way. And then I'm just gonna go and you gonna still keep that and go to the next one. Are you with me?
No, I'm with you. I experienced that.
Okay.
I feel like such a hoe. Y'all be like, she didn't experience everything. But no, I did. I was born with a birth defect. You can't see it, but physically it's there once
once I take my clothes off. So the guy was like, ooh, wait, what's that? I'm like, dude, I told you about this before we even got together.
Yeah. Okay.
You make and I'm like, you know what? I asked him, I said, why would you even go there with me?
You not her court. This is not your Dear D.
No,
I
that's
just
not
I
my
want to
Dear
clarify.
D.
But the thing is, and the beautiful part about Dear D is because you're, as a woman or a man or whatever would relate. Respect, not you. Do know her, and she did get coaching through that, from what I'm telling her, and I did see her evolve. On the that she been person that wanted to diminish that. But in your case, you know, very, very
went all extreme. I was like, you know what? I am not. Nobody's ever gonna make me feel bad about myself again. I was crying and stuff, acting a fool. People know I don't tear up, but that really hurt me. But honestly, that's damaging.
Yeah.
But you coach me out of it, and you help me to understand the woman. Doesn't
that story used for his and let me
that I'm talking to a whole and Jeph, you could even probably relate to what I'm getting ready to say. Now for you, I coach you out of it not because you was just in a stupor and a funk. You know, you were, okay? But for you
pursuing your dream and what you're doing, even working with me, being with me, I have vision, I have goals. You're operating as a publicist, you're operating as a producer, you're operating in so many capacities based upon what God has given you to do. So the thing is, you get into this personal situation, operating in your maximum for your too many dreams because we've been damaged, put us internally and buried. You can go the house, you and the supervisor, but as long as you got your paycheck, because you making sacrifices, and not just because you're working with me and the dunamis woman, but reality is I want to see you prosper, and he wasn't worth that. So when your
preservation,
when your affect changed and your energy changed, I wasn't going to sit there and allow that. Not working for you. You're building a legacy for your daughter. You're doing what you want your daughter to be. And if you can't handle these type of things effectively, what can you impart in your daughter?
And that's one
and
of the
that's
reasons
why,
I got myself
I still
together.
need my money though for the coaching session.
I
need my money.
You gonna get your money, Jeph. I got a question for you while she talking about money. Let me divert her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, how do we really know? Going back to it, how do we know what a man really wants? At what point do we stop talking and start listening? I feel like we talk a lot, but we don't listen to you all.
What a man really wants.
He's supposed to shut up.
That's very subjective. It's different for different people. I think there's some universal elements that everybody relates. Yeah, that people relate to, and definitely that's not one of them.
No.
I think people. But again, like I was with someone and dealing with someone at the beginning. She had very specific needs, right? And 4 years later, all of a sudden, like it completely changed. And that just was her evolution. What she needed, I didn't have it for her. I'm like, it's not happening.
You didn't have it for
her.
her.
No.
You recognized that, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't have it. It's sad. I was like, man, I don't have it. Not right now. We just move on. So I think, I think these things are sort of subjective and
I really see now. That's what makes me respect you even the more. Just listening to you, which I think is what Michelle. There is something happening in here because what's happening is not just about bringing the stuff up to talk about. Everything leads to more truth, more truth, to more truth. Now, you don't possess all the truth. None of us do. But even when she's saying listening, we don't even know what we're listening for.
Right.
You know what I mean? What are they saying that's going to make me listen? You know what I mean? You're going to tell me to put on a long dress? You know what I'm saying? What am I listening to that for? You know what I mean? Not saying I can't listen, but tell me the purpose of it. How are you presenting that to me? You know what I mean? But I love what you said, that you knew that you didn't have it.
No,
you didn't possess what she needed. Some men will take advantage of that person, like in this case. This gentleman knew that this is not who he wanted.
Yeah.
But he took advantage of her. I call it emotional rape. He emotionally raped her because whatever he wanted, and he probably didn't know what he wanted. I'm familiar with this. So he did look good, okay? And everything that looks good don't really know what they want. you know, and so she probably got caught up in the looking good, and yes, she did get into some had some esteem issues, because for him to look like that and want me, it made her feel good at that moment, but then it came with a great blow. You understand what I'm saying? Because in her subconscious, man, somebody of that look, I didn't say caliber,
Yeah, that look.
of that look,
Imagery, yeah.
imagery,
Validates her.
and it wasn't her truth.
Yeah. You're looking for something outside yourself to validate who you are.
Because the figure was there. Now, you don't have to be skinny, nor do you have to be big figured to feel good about yourself. Feel good about yourself for how he created you to be. Whether you medium, small, large. That's why they got all kind of sizes out here.
Right.
Okay, they go from extra small to 5X's and 6X's, and if you bigger than that, they'll make something for you.
Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't take away the beauty in the person. And we get so on the external, but I love it if that's not for you and what your standards are, or what you might not have for them, external or internal.
You should move on.
Move on.
Right. And that's the hurting part.
That's the hurting part. Just move on. You know, everybody has their right to know what they want and how they want it. I got my standards. I ain't finna just be with no anything because it look any way, because that's just not. I work on myself. I ain't no brick house, but I'm working on myself. Are you trying to work on yourself? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but I ain't finna go here and just, if a man walking here and he good and he's smelling good and whatever, I'm going to think about me and some things, and I'm going to question, I'm going to say, because that imagery can get me off course. It can get me off course. I'm pursuing something, you know what I mean? And I ain't pursuing that. I'm pursuing my purpose. And I think we need to think about some stuff. Everything that look good, my mother used to always tell me, don't mean it's good.
Right.
Don't mean it's good. It come in all kind of disguises. So I really respect you for that. Live by that. Every woman don't have what you require.
No.
And she don't have what you require.
And I think that was, I met people that were like, I'm attracted to you, but you're attracted, but I'm not attracted to you. Like, I think once I understood that, like, your ego, for a long time, my ego was in the way. So what do you mean? You're attracted to me, but I'm attracted, but you're not attracted to me. Like, what does that mean? And clearly understanding that has done a lot for me, like, with people. Like,
how did you come to that understanding of what they meant?
No idea. I don't know what point that happened, but like, it just I think when I experienced it myself, like, wow, this person's really attractive, but I don't want anything.
Yeah.
I think women get that way earlier than men.
Can I be honest with you?
What's that?
You know how we met when we were on Jay's show, okay? Cocktails and Chronicles. Okay.
Yeah, the alcohol.
When you opened up your mouth about something, I was attracted to you, but I'm not attracted to you as a woman who want to be with this man.
Right.
And I don't think that we know how to really be attracted to someone without it tipping over into, I want to be with him, I like him.
Yeah, naturally
you understand what I'm saying?
It turns intimate. Like,
and I think that's how we end up getting in a lot of situations, get hurt, because we take that attraction of an initial, and I love it, because even when you came on the show last week, and when you start talking about that divine voice and that, and you having that grit, and then you're telling me what you're pursuing, I became even attracted to you even the more. Why? Because you are a man who's pursuing your dreams and your goals and your sacrifices, and that attraction is having admiration for you.
Right.
But and that's why I say, when I call you a friend, it's not because, we done hung out and drunk together and laid together or anything like that. You're doing you, and I understand that, because I'm doing the same thing in my own respective industry and for what God has given me to do.
It's relatable.
Right. And so because it's relatable, we don't have to get into a relationship.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You start moving around and doing things together and feeling on one another.
Jesus.
No, I'm serious. And it doesn't mean you're not an attractive man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I know that ain't the purpose for me meeting Jeph. That is not the purpose of that. So even if we was to allow our own lustful desires to get in that, we can hinder a pure, wholesome relation.
But who wants to do that?
Well, see, that's
Have
the
a good
point.
time.
Even I think we as women, we don't empower ourselves to know what we want.
Right.
Empower ourselves to know this is where this relation is and how it is. And I've had some men look at me and they want me for what they want me for, and I'm like, dude, I'm not your wife. You may want one, but it ain't me. You know, I don't care how much money you got. I ain't that one. Well, are we at the end? We coming back, Michelle?
We're
What's
coming
going
back
on? We
for
gonna
a
come back?
little bit longer, but we're
Okay.
going to take a break now.
Okay,
And
we're
I
gonna
want to
take a
thank
break.
Rodney and everybody else. I don't
Yes.
even know if we're still on Facebook, but if we are, Rodney, Lori, everybody, thank you for your comments, Nicole. So we'll be right back.
And feel free to bring your questions, dear D. Put them in there and we'll get them for the next show. We'll be right back.
Starting on Tuesday, you guys will be on rollout.com or on our Facebook page, giving you all the tea you need. What's up, guys? This is Lipstick and Cognac. Starting on Tuesday, you guys will be on rollout.com or on our Facebook page, giving you all the tea you need for relationships. Here to help you out, man. Make sure y'all tune in from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Want to watch your favorite talk show, Lipstick and Cognac. Here with that dynamic duo. You don't want to miss Lipstick, Shady Comics, and just Cognac Till Like It Is personality, man. It's going to be a great time. Make sure y'all tune in. Tune in on rollnout.com. There's ROLLINGOUT.com. And also on Facebook, Rolling Out Facebook, man. It's going to be a great time. Y'all don't want to miss this. Great laugh, great talks, realness, truth. Man, we ain't really some expert. We know what we talking about. So make sure y'all tune in. Rollnout.com, man. Lipstick and Cognac.
Well, we want to welcome you right back here to D Speaks You Think. I am Dunamis D. Real talk about life and relationships, you all. And this is our final segment. That means we got to leave you all real soon. I could talk all day. You know that, Michelle,
Most
don't you?
definitely.
Matter of fact,
but it's good conversation, though.
I do talk all day.
Right.
That's what I do. I run my
Right.
mouth. You know what I mean?
Right. As a life coach and strategic, spiritual life and
Yeah,
relationship
yeah.
coach, yes, you do talk all day. I
talk
witness
it.
it. Yes. Yes.
But lives are changing. I'm literally seeing relationships coming together, and that's a beautiful thing because purpose is being defined. I love the quote, and if you've ever been in my empowerment clinics or in a part of my teachings, I'm always quoting this quote by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and I want you to adopt it. If you don't know the purpose of a thing, or in this case, someone in your life, abuse is inevitable. Okay, abuse is inevitable, and that's why it is D Speaks You Think, because we get into so many things vicariously. And I always empower women who've been in my clinics, and it has worked for them, and it works for me. Why? What's your why? What's your purpose? You know, if it has meaning to me, I want to know what's your purpose. Why you want to take me out? Why you want to marry me? Why you want to do this? Why you want to have sex with me? Tell me your why, and it's okay. I just want to know your why, because I got my whys.
Exactly.
Everybody got their whys. Jeff, why are you here on this show? Because we about to go, and I thank you because you're not going to come back again because you're pursuing your higher purpose.
Yes.
So why did you do this as a man? Come on here and just talk about it.
Numerous reasons. Like you said, the minute we met, I felt the energy, and I felt there's someone I want to be around and
Awesome.
and engage with. So that's my first why. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that is a law of attraction,
Right.
you know, because it's something in you that's attracted to me and something in me. And I know what that purpose is that we're both on purpose,
Right.
you know, and I do have a great aspiration and a deep desire for you to meet your greatest success, and you shall. So when I'm speaking that, I'm not speaking it just vicariously. I know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So when I say you shall make your dreams a reality and it shall come into fruition, I mean exactly that. And I can't wait to see you right there on the top. Just don't forget about me here on Rolling Out Live, all right?
Or me.
Text me. Or Michelle. Michelle.
I'll call you guys.
Thank you.
There you go. And then just check in and let us know how you're doing.
Absolutely.
That's how you have a wholesome, pure relationship. How can someone have a relationship with you? Going back to what Michelle's saying, and they can't even check on you. They can't even see how you're doing. It's so sad that in our era of time that people have lost the sense of just true, genuine regards and courteous because they think you want something from somebody. So before we leave, I want to leave you with this spiritual principle, and it is a principle in Matthew 7:6 where it says, cast not your pearls before swine, and don't give that which is holy to the dogs. Now, I know you don't know what that swine mean and the dogs mean, but I will show it and teach it to you when you connect with me. But yet it says, if you do that, only person who is going to get hurt is you. That's why you got to think about some stuff. Not literally the swine of the pig, not literally the dog roof, but you got to know what's inside their soul, that before you start casting your treasures, before you start casting your goods, and if you don't know what the treasure is in your heart, if you don't know the good that you bring, then you're going to cast it inadvertently and you're going to end up getting hurt. Well, on that note, we're going to end it for today, because when D Speaks You Think, I want you all to engage. You all know, follow me on Instagram, D Speaks You Think, and you also can inbox me right at Dunamis D on Facebook, and I look forward to seeing you again. Talk soon. See you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, good night. I'm like,
What you-
I'm
it's
on a
morning time.
Tonight Show.